beautiful, beautiful morning.
It is.
Each and every one of you this morning, we are here on purpose. We know this. In our conscious mind is one mind with the great I am. We are truly connected. We feel so blessed to have this time together to enjoy each other, to enjoy this moment throughout our day as well. And so it is. Thank you, Patti. That was beautiful. I do happen to have a little spiritual thought in mind for you. This came to me the other day. I really wasn't sure what I wanted to talk about, and then I started thinking about the great I am. And we know that God is all there is, and God is all there will ever be. We were taught this a long time back. My sister, who I always thought was smarter than me, she's 2 years older than me, so she must know more than I do. But she was the one who taught me as a little boy about God and this great I am. And I asked her questions and I got responses from her. We all remember when Moses was summoned to go meet with God on the mountain. We remember that story, and Moses was totally against going to meet with this great I am, but Joshua was with him, and he journeyed with Moses to the top of the mountain. And the great I am told Moses to go to Egypt and to tell Pharaoh to let his people go. And to Moses' chagrin, he says, you've got the wrong guy. Originally, as you know, God, I was born in Egypt, and my mom helped save my life while I was there, and I finally escaped, and I've done a lot of bad things ever since, as you know, and I'm not a very good spokesman, so you need to pick somebody else. And he looked at God and said, besides, you think I'm just going to walk up to this powerful Pharaoh and say, hey, it's time for you to let our people go home? And you think he's just going to shrug his shoulders and say, okay, no problem. But the great I am told Moses that Moses will have all he needs to persuade Pharaoh to release his people. This is according to my sister. God reminded Moses, I am God Almighty. I am with you. I am the Lord who heals you. I am merciful. I am the Lord who made all things. I am the all-powerful. So Moses walked back down the mountain with 10 commandments with him to present to the people to obey. He met up with Joshua on the way back down and told Joshua what God had said to him. And Joshua said, well, great, let's go share the good news with the people. And Moses pretty much said, yeah, whatever. And the rest of the story is history. And I don't want to spoil the ending for you, so I won't tell you the rest of what my sister said about that. Now, that's how the story of the great I am was told to me. I was frightened not to believe it. Because my sister told me that God was the universal power over all of us, and we would all burn in hell if we disobeyed God's will. And as I was growing up and going to these different churches, I kept getting a lot of this negative type vibes from ministers who were pounding on the podium and telling us that we were sinners and that we need to obey God and be afraid of what would happen to us if we didn't obey. And I thought, this is really who the great I am is? I mean, really? So one day, I can see myself walking, trying to remember what grade I was in. I think the 4th grade or 5th grade, I was walking home from school. And I was thinking about God because I felt very lonely. Didn't really have any friends that I felt I could confide with without being made fun of. And I decided to just talk with God. Well, not really knowing how to talk with God, or even if it was okay, I needed a friend. I needed a confidant, someone I could talk to and know that it would stay between us. Ever since talking to God, on that day forward, I felt better. I felt confident, comfortable, and felt guided. And then I discovered New Thought, just as so many of you have. And New Thought Teachings was the only thing that opened my mind to know more about this great I Am. Through studies and also through demonstrations that I have continued to see over the years, I am confident that God is a loving, present God for all of us. And I love talking to anyone, anywhere, any place about God, about what it is that you want, to remind you of your good, to remind you that all things are available to all of us because of God. And so it is. Thank you.
Good job, man.
Thank you. My sister will be very proud of me right now. I talk to her on a weekly basis, sorry. Yeah. We have more music. Patti, do you have a song for us?
I sure do. You know, the great I Am is the great mystery. So I'm going to do a tune called Let the Mystery Be. Everybody's wondering what and where they all came from. Everybody's worrying about where they're gonna go when the whole thing's done. But no one knows for certain, and so it's all the same to me. Think I'll just let the mystery be. Some say once you're gone forever, and some say you're gonna come back. Some say you rest in the arms of the Savior if in sinful ways you lack. Some say they're coming back in a garden, bunch of carrots and little sweet peas. Think I'll just let the mystery be. Everybody's wondering what and where they all came from. Everybody's worried about where they're gonna go when the whole thing's done. No one knows for certain, and so it's all the same to me. I think I'll just let the mystery be. Some say they're going to a place called glory, and I ain't saying that ain't a fact. But I heard that I'm on the road to purgatory, and I don't like the sound of that. I believe in love and I live my life accordingly. I choose to let the mystery be. Everybody's wondering what and where they all came from. Everybody's worried about where they're gonna go when the whole thing's done. But no one knows for certain, and so it's all the same to me. I think I'll just let the mystery be.
Yes, we'll just let it be. That's a safe thing, isn't it? It's time for our main speaker, and I want to bring up Rev Kim Haley. Good morning, Kim.
Good morning. Wow. I sure like what you said, Joe, and I really liked your song, Patti, because that was what I was grappling with. This is a big topic for me. And the I am that I am, the great I am, I sort of thought I had an understanding of what that might be. And it turns out I do, but I didn't trust it. So I read a whole bunch of stuff, looked at a lot of people's ideas, and some of them that were very helpful. But it is a mystery, and it's so big. And yet it's okay, we can take that in too. We're a part of that mystery. We have that within us. And I guess through all of my delving and going down the rabbit hole with this, thank you so much for it. Really, it's true. I do thank you for it. I came up with the idea of sound and the idea of unity, union, being not separate, came back to me really strongly. That God is in all of us, that we are all one. And I resonate to that. I can't explain it, it just feels right, just like what felt right to you. When Joe was talking and he was saying he finally had the courage to ask and talk and have a conversation with God. I got to that point at one in my life as well when I was younger, and I used to say, well, who am I? Who am I? And so I was puzzled by, well, who am I? I'd look in the mirror and I'd look past the image, and it would like the image would disappear. So what was left? Who am I? And this is the whole thing of a state of beingness. And I wrote a poem, probably about 10 years ago. And I changed it just recently because of the I am, the great I am idea, and the consciousness as God, and the concept of God, of not a separate superior being existing in some other realm, overlooking us in human affairs. That's not it. It's very much interactive with us. And so I wrote this poem, and I'm trying to find it as I'm talking away here. And I think, I'm not trying to speak for God, but I know that God can speak through me. And that is a direct experience for me of what that might mean to me. God, the great I am. There's been many poems. I believe that what science cannot declare, art can suggest. What art suggests silently, poetry speaks aloud. But what poetry fails to explain in words, music can express. And whoever knows the mystery of vibrations indeed knows all things. Now that resonated for me too. And that was by Hazrat Inayat Khan. I didn't bother looking up where he came from or what was going on for him. But now I do have a story. Here's one thing I will read for you at the beginning of my talk. I am an open window where the force of winds blow through, where seas swell and skies overhead bring forth colors of purple, white, amber, colors never conceived of before or again. I am that I am, a great sigh of out-breath, a vibrating sound in the eternal now. A star of unknown, unending proportions, floating easily with the light to illuminate all darkness, awakening you to the true reality. I shine forth within and without. I am spacious, bliss, desire, and infinite presence. When the wind blows, I am that. When skies dance color in swirls of fantastic light, I am that. Watching and breathing the miraculous energy of life, I am the great I am, everywhere, always, in always. And it's a bit of a puzzle. I am that I am for some people. It was for me. So, I did all this research, and I have a big pile here of stuff. And I put it down, and I thought, I just couldn't settle. I just couldn't settle. I was like twitchy, thinking, how can I bring this together? How can I make this something that's very understandable and inspirational and all of that? And I went to bed, and of course this happens to me. I ask for help. I ask for, give me some information here. Give me something that I can say. So I sort of felt like Moses in the burning bush going to the Pharaoh. I thought, oh gee, what'll I say? And what happened is I got up at 4 o'clock. I was woken up at 4 o'clock, and I thought about Moses. So no mistake there. I thought about Moses, and I thought, I can't really remember all that much about Moses. So I looked up Moses and the burning bush, and I thought, boy, you had these experiences. What is that? Was that an allegorical tale? Was that symbolic of something? And I thought, fire as an element, I have been learning about, sort of shows itself as ever present. It just is fire. And fire is also the fire of intuition. It's the presence of what is now. And it also is an illumination, if you like, some light. But it also is a fire that is passion, the passion of actually having something inside that is speaking, that wants attention. And I think that fire is enthusiasm as well. In theos, in God, enthusiasm. And so I believe that maybe that's what happened with Moses, or maybe he just really did see a burning bush of some kind that was not being consumed by the fire. I think that we can have enthusiasm and not be consumed by it, or we have passion and not be consumed by it. It is what makes life worth living. It's the juice of life. So there's another stuff of things I was going to say about consciousness, becoming conscious. There's an interior, exterior, and we're aware of that. It's an awareness. But equally, there was what I went straight to, and I went to the Science of Mind book, and I looked up cosmic consciousness, because that's what really was drawing me, cosmic consciousness. And well, where is that thing that I brought? I can't even remember, but it's bigger than we are, and it is what we are a part of. It's the universal, it's the uniting influence. And that is what I got, union. There's union. And then I thought, well, how do we get to union? I mean, obviously through what we believe. What do we believe? And also this little blurb came up that said that while Jesus was alive and he was talking to the apostles said, well, we believe in God. He says, no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you must believe like God. You must believe like God. That is huge faith. You must believe like the divine, like the source. You must have faith like God. And that makes sense to me, because I'm going through a lot of different changes about my belief system. The spirit is timeless, and God is belief. God is belief. Belief is law. Law produces form and substance. So when we treat for people, when we're doing healing circles, there is the belief in the wholeness, WHOLENESS, of everything and all that is. And that is what I believe when I hear, I am that, I am that, I am. I believe that. It hasn't been easy for me to get there. And have sort of shed some things because I go, that just makes sense on a level that I can't explain. It's a mystery. But I was going to say about sound and music, that through vibration, and I was thinking about the vibration of sound, and maybe that is the Big Bang. I don't know. I really don't know. But it's an example that there was a big sound, an explosion, and it brought forth something. And I think about it even on the smallest level of all of us sitting here listening to music and enjoying it together, or humming or singing, that it opens the heart, that it allows for a change, and it allows for the spirit to be felt. And it really is about feeling as well. The depth of feeling, not separate, not alone, the confidence to be in this world, but not of it. That is feeling, and it is deep, and it's at the roots of all this, and it's in our heart. And I believe that we unite, that there's a universal uniting through sound, through music. And I have been taking a class every Monday at 5. It's not so much of a class, but it's called Yoga of the Voice. And we do chants, Sanskrit chants. And the chanting, we're all in different places, different time zones, it doesn't matter. And we all are chanting together. And there's something so, at the end of it, all I can say is I sleep well. I feel connected to something, my own breath. I connected to a sound that emits from me. And that we were chanting, the last chant we did was no mistake. It's I am that I am chant, which is Soham. Soham. I am this breath. I am this voice. I am a bird of flight. I am a bird in flight. Soham, Soham, Soham. And when we sing it, we feel the vibration. And we feel things move within the body, maybe the stresses of the day, maybe the blockage we feel from feeling good and being not separate, but united. When we hear John play the flute, we are having a united and universal experience together. So music, sound, and nature, those things are all very important for me. That's where I can find the essence of and the sense of spirit. I had a dream too that was visited. I visited this dream and I thought, really, do I have to tell this dream? And I think that I have to. And the dream last night that I had was that I was at the PLC, but it was, of course, different because the dream is different. And there was a building, 2 buildings, and they were connected by a hallway. And I was wearing, I was the age that I am now, and I was wearing an 8-year-old's pair of pajamas. And these pajamas were incredibly bright. They had, I think Pluto, and they had stars on it and unicorns or whatever. And they were oranges and greens and all different kinds of bright, really fun colors actually. And I thought, oh my God, I can't go home and change. I have to do it with these pajamas on. And I thought, okay, and then I couldn't find my talk. All the paperwork that was stapled together, I couldn't find it. I do believe Bob Hand was trying to help me. I'm not sure, but it felt like it was you. He was trying to help me find it. And there were all these papers in this one area of the building. And Bob's going through them like this, and we're trying to find it. And I even saw like some kids' scribbles on the front of something, and I went, wow, that's really childlike. That's really childlike. And I thought, I can't find that talk. And what am I going to do? And then I woke up. And then I thought about Moses. That dropped in. So that's where, and when I was sitting there, I go, oh, you're doing my talk. Moses. And I thought, Moses, why? Because Moses saw this burning bush, and he was going to have to go tell the Pharaoh to let my people go. And I thought, what would it have been like to be him and have that experience, that direct experience of something that nobody else has ever had? And I started thinking, what is that like? And then I came back to being a child in this adult body. And that is beginner's mind. Every day, beginner's mind. Be here, be open to what might come along, what you might be asked to do. You don't have to put yourself in danger. I don't really think that happens. But it is to be open about maybe what your experience is. And my God is much like Joe's. The sense of spirit that I hold inside is, well, I love what Angie said, so I'm going to use it, big sweetie. My God's kind, compassionate, caring, helpful, assists me. He says, I'm always here for you. You don't always remember, but that's the truth. And I think that is the truth. And there's also this song that runs through my mind, and I laugh whenever I hear these words, and it's by a singer-songwriter named Jelly Roll. And he says, I only talk to God when I need a favor. I only pray when I ain't got a prayer. And he says, who the hell am I? Who the hell am I to seek a savior? I only talk to God when I need a favor. And I started laughing, and I thought, that was me. That was me. I do that. I've done it. There's no harm in asking God to support you or saying, I know you're there, and be real about it. There's no harm in that. But when I was younger, I thought, that's all I did. Please help me. I want that bike. Or please help, please help, please help. And now I say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for my life. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving me some thoughts to share. Thank you for being with open-minded people. Thank you for teaching. And thank you for being the light. I am that I am. Thank you. I'm not kidding. This is what I have.
Okay, now it's time for our evening service portion of our program. You are welcome to come forward and encircle in front near the podium, or you're welcome to stay right where you are and enjoy the healing right where you are in your reading. I'm going to ask Patti to sing a little for us or talk with us and then play a little music along the way to get us all into the mode of thinking of yourself in prayer, thinking of others in prayer, to give them that lift that they might need.
I think it's so wonderful that, as Kim was saying, she was thinking of Moses and music and sound, and I don't know what it is, we're all kind of psychically linked, I think. So, and I was just talking to someone about this drum. It's a Moyo drum. It was made by Rick Dunlop many years ago. A good friend of ours. He's in North Carolina now, and this is what he does for a living. He makes these and sells them. This particular one is tuned to what's called the solfeggio octave. And I really like the sound of it. I use it when we do our healing services. But I invite you to listen to this sound. Let it, let it just get into your body. Feel it in your bones. It will heal you. Go into meditation. Know that the great I am is right here for you. Know that all is well. So it is.
Wow, what beautiful sounds. Thank you, Patti. Thank you for your words. It always feels good to go within and receive that love and that gratitude and that confidence that God gives all of us each day, each moment. We are so blessed to have each other, to have this church, and have this place to come. It's time for our offertory, and I'd like to ask 2 people to come up and help me with that, please. Thank you, and let's do our offertory statement. Divine love flowing through me, blesses and increases all that I give and all that I receive. Thank you. For those on Zoom, I think you've all been around long enough to know how to send your offertory toward PLC. If you have questions about that, you can always look into the iFocus email that you receive from Luana. Each and every week she puts that out. It shows you how to donate. And thank you for your offertory, because it keeps the doors open, pays the bills, keeps us flourishing. Thank you, ushers.
Blessings.
During the healing service Sunday, we don't have a specific practitioner or minister praying for us this week. If you look in the iFocus, you will also find all the ministers and all the practitioners' names that you can click on that and get our phone numbers, our emails, however you'd like to reach us. If you want to give us a call, we're always available to you for prayer. And in the very back corner, we have a frog box. There's some note paper and a pen back there. If you'd like to write out a prayer request for someone, for yourself or someone else, please do that. Put it inside that frog box and we'll collect those. And all the ministers and practitioners receive those to give you prayers all week long. Do we have any announcements this morning? Why don't you come up here so we can hear you? Oh, I know you hate that. Go on, dear.
It's okay, I did it.
It's
Why?
just a simple one.
I didn't know you had a bad foot, but you still have to come up here.
It's not my foot.
Oh,
It's
okay.
my back.
What's your back this morning?
So I just wanted to let the ladies know that it's purposeful that we have the faucet dripping in there to keep our pipes from freezing. So please don't turn it off. We're gonna let it go like that until the winter is past us. But people think they go in there to wash their hands and they think, oh shoot, somebody left this on, and they turn it off. But no, it's purposeful, and we would like to leave it on just a trickle, just to help keep our pipes from freezing. So thank you.
Thank you, dear. A little housekeeping. I like that.
Little housekeeping.
Anybody else? Announcements? Anybody on Zoom? Yes.
I'd just like to say thank you for the plants that you planted in the front.
Yeah.
It's so joyful to walk through the doors and see this life force.
Yes.
And out here on the side too.
Yes, we have plants in the front and
And the
plants on the
side.
side as well.
Great job.
Beautiful. Just beautiful. Next week's speaker is Reverend Joe Bull. I think I'm right on that one, right? Okay, I got the thumbs up. All right. Excellent. Let's do our prayer of protection, please. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God, the presence of God watches over me. The energy of God is me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Thank you, thank you. Patti, you have another song for us?
Yes, I do. This is a Ry Cooder song, one of my favorites. I changed the words a little bit. Jesus is on the main line, tell him what you want. Jesus is on the main line, tell him what you want. Jesus is on the main line, tell him what you want. You can call him up and tell him what you want. Well, I ain't never busy, tell him what you want. Well, I ain't never busy, just tell him what you want. That line ain't never busy, tell him what you want. You can call him up and tell him what you want. Now if you're sick and you wanna get well, tell him what you want. If you're sick and you wanna get well, tell him what you want. If you're sick and you wanna get well, tell him what you want. You can call him up and tell him what you want. Sources on the main line, tell her what you want. Oh, sources on the main line, tell her what you want. Sources on the main line. Tell her what you want. You can call her up and tell her what you want. Now if your soul's in danger, tell her what you want. If your soul's in danger, tell her what you want. If your soul's in danger, just tell her what you want. You can call her up and tell her what you want. Jesus is on the main line, tell him what you want. Spirit is on the main line, tell her what you want. Sources on the main line, tell her what you want. You can call them up and tell them what you want.
Yes, yes, yes. Tell Source what you want. You saw that we got brighter in here during the song? What does that tell you? Yeah. Things are alive and well. Reverend Sandy, you come up and pray us out, please. Boy, you guys are powerful.
You know, I came from a family where you were obstinate all the time, and the other thing would be somebody dim the lights or turn the lights up. But just hold on to that brightness, that expression of brightness, the brightness that we are, knowing that there is only God. And as we go forth this week, we are all carrying that brightness out there with us, that we are lighting up the world, if you will. That the world is a better place because our brightness is in it, our heart is in it, we are in it. We do make a difference. And hold on to the belief of that we do make a difference. Look at yourself in the mirror and say it. I make a difference. I matter. The world needs me. These are important beliefs to have. Know that life is good, we're good, all is well, and give thanks. And say with me, please, and so it is.
So it is.
So it is.
Thank you all so very much for being here today. We will see you again next Sunday. Have a great week.
No.
I think we had some.
Good.
Bye, John.
I did.